Welcome back. And up soon, don't want to do the mowing this summer? Well, could a robot do the job for you? We'll get all the details on the latest smart home tech to free up your time in just a few minutes. The last couple of weeks have been filled with graduations, formals and plenty of tears as hundreds of thousands of Year 12 students across the country finish school forever.
And while all eyes are on the school leavers, Macquarie University psychologist Victoria Mulé says it's time to spare a thought for the parents and caregivers as well, who can also be hit by end-of-school blues. And Victoria joins us now on the couch. It's nice to see you, Victoria.
Guys, nice to be here.
So a lot of parents have been quite surprised by how much of an emotional reaction they've had to their kids graduating. What do you say to them?
Yeah, so this is a really common experience actually for many parents, but it doesn't get much focus as we're saying. So what I'd have to say is this: if parents are experiencing that sadness as their children are nearing the end of their schooling years, it's very normal, very, very normal. It comes up for them because there is this perceived threat to their attachment that they formed with their kids many years ago from the time they were born, and because parenthood as they know it is starting to look a bit different. So that's what triggers that reaction. So it's very normal.
It's a bit of grief, isn't it? I mean, I remember when my little boy first walked, you kind of grieve the fact that they'll never crawl again.
Yeah,
it's a milestone.
It is, that's right. It feels like that separation from something that you've known for such a long time. Yeah.
And is it the same? My little boy starts school next year, big school. It's the same as when you take them to school. You sort of lose a bit of your identity. You know, my wife's very worried about it now. But dropping them off, we're actually dreading the day when they go to school for the first time.
Yeah, it can feel like they're losing part of their identity, but I wouldn't say that they actually are.
Yeah.
More so that their role might start to look a little bit different because there's lots of changes that are coming up during that time. So it's about being flexible and adjusting to those changes and just being present with them as they're entering this new and exciting chapter.
Yeah, changes like travel and university are often on the horizon for many kids. So how do parents then help prepare their kids for these big challenges while dealing with lots of unknowns themselves?
Yes, yeah. So there is lots of changes that come up, like practical things, like the morning and after school routine will start to look different. Like maybe their kids going off to study or travelling abroad. So they can prepare them by starting to have the conversation, just talk about the day-to-day. But for themselves, it's about thinking, maybe should I start my own new routine? You know, how will my day-to-day start to look different? But then thinking, how might they cope emotionally with this and start to plan for how they can better manage that.
Now, if anyone is feeling like it goes beyond the temporary end-of-school sadness, what should they do?
Yeah, so it can be really difficult for people to differentiate between the normal emotions that come up during this time and the more serious challenges that come up with mental illness. So it's better to check in with the GP, talk to their counsellor or psychologist, or even get in touch with one of the online or telephone mental health services we have in Australia as well.
All right, Victoria, thank you so much for dropping by and chatting to us this morning. We appreciate it. And remember, Lifeline is always available 24 hours a day on 131114 for help at any time.